Welcome back, everybody, to this second part tutorial on VLOOKUPs in Excel. In the first tutorial, we had constructed a formula to do a VLOOKUP in Excel by selecting our data range and then manually keying in the formula. In this second part, we're going to use the built-in functions within Excel that can be found on the Formulas tab to do the same thing that you may find a little bit simpler. Just to review again, what we're doing here, as we would do with any VLOOKUP, we have a data set on a separate worksheet tab here, and we've got all this information on the company's inventories, but we don't have the retail price. And we want to find the retail price for each item within the assortment of inventory. Okay, so we have another report here. This is the company's inventory report that has that information, but it's lacking other details that are found on our product details tab. So this is what we want to pull over. Okay, so once again, whenever we're doing a vertical lookup, a VLOOKUP, or an HLOOKUP for that matter, we need to find a common set of data that is a unique value. Now in this example, again, it's in column A, the product ID numbers are very unique numbers to the actual product. And this same set of data is also on our inventories worksheet. So this is going to be our lookup reference, if you will. And then we want to find this retail price over here and bring it into column I right here. All right, so once again, whether we're using a longhand formula or we're using some of the built-in functions in Excel, we want to start out with the cell number that we want our first value returned to, all right? So once we've highlighted cell E4 in this example, we'll go up to our tabs here in Excel, Home, Insert, Page Up. We want to select the Formulas tab, and then we want to select this Insert Function button, all right? And the first thing we need to do once this comes up, if you just simply, well, this is highlighted in gray, we want to type up the formula that we're looking for. So we can just start typing in the lookup, and you can see we've found it here. It's highlighted, so let's select that. So that's highlighted, and select OK. Right, so now we have our functional arguments here. So it's asking us now, what is the lookup value? So this lookup value is the unique data set that can be found in both tables. And as we mentioned before, that's the product ID. So I'm just going to select that cell. And a quick way to highlight all the cells in that range, once I've highlighted this cell, the first one in A4, while that's highlighted, I'm going to hold down my Control and Shift key. While I've got those two keys held down, I'm just going to tap my down arrow key once, and it's pulled up the entire selection in that column. And we can see here now in the box, we've got a lookup value of A4 to A39. Okay, so that's step one. That's the values that are common in both worksheets. Next, we're going to click down in the table array, and we're going to find all our information on the inventory tab here. Down at the bottom, I'll select inventory tab. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to highlight all the data on this entire worksheet. So once again, I will click and highlight cell A4, hold down my Control and Shift key. I'll hit my right arrow button once. That will take it all the way across. And while still holding down my Control and Shift key, I'll hit the down arrow key once. Okay, now that's selected the entire data set, or table array as we were. So if we look into our functional arguments box, we can see that we've highlighted the data set on the inventory tab from cell ranges A4 to H39. Okay. Next, we'll click down in the column index number field. This is the column number that has the data that we want pulled into our worksheet. Okay. So if we go and click on the inventory worksheet, just move this out of the way for a moment. I'm going to scroll up to the top. We can see, let's count, we want a retail price. And we've got to count from left to right what column number that is in. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's in the 7th column. Okay, so we're going to just type in 7. That's where it's located. And then for the range lookup, we're going to type in false because we want an exact match, okay? Find an exact match equals false, and then select OK. And now if we look here in our cell, we can see that we've got the value of 90. Up here we can see the formula that's been picked up, and we can just double click this using the fill handle, and that will copy all the way down. Now, once again, just to double check and make sure that our formula is picking up the values that we want and allocating it into the right spots, we can take another look at row 18 here, where we have, I'm just going to highlight this, we have an item number, product ID of WE015, and our lookup value says $14. So let's take a look over at the inventory worksheet, and let's look at column 18, WE015, and what's the price? Well, it's $14, so we know that that's copied across, right? So that's our individual retail price. Now, if we want to get the complete value or retail value, we can do this. We can highlight column A, right click, we will insert a column, and we can put for our heading total retail price. Okay, and all we're going to do here is we're going to multiply the quantity here on hand times the individual unit price to get our total retail price. So it's a very simple formula. Equals quantity, NE5, times the retail price. And pardon me, E4 times I4. So our total retail price on hand for that particular item, inventory item, is $450. And once again, to copy that formula down, we can just use our fill handle and double click, and now we can see our total on hand. So this report now for the company gives a absolute complete information on their inventory. It's got the product ID, description of the products, the color, the size, the quantity, whether it's men's or women's, the cost per unit, okay, the company's cost per unit of the inventory, the total value, which is simply the quantity times the cost, the price for each of the units, and then our total price over here, okay? Also notice we've got some spelling mistakes here, hiking boots instead of hiking. We can highlight that. We can go to review. We can select this, the review tab here at the top. We can select spelling, and we can see, here's a suggestion, hiking. So we're going to select change all. Okay, spell check complete, you're good to go. Okay, so we've corrected the spelling. All right, so that's it for vertical lookups. And in other tutorials, we will look at performing H lookups or horizontal lookups. I hope you find this helpful. And again, there's two ways of doing the VLOOKUPs. You can key in the formula manually if you like, or you can use the built-in functions inside Excel that can be found on the formula tabs and using the insert function dialog box here as well. So I hope you found that helpful, and we will see you in the next tutorial.